beautiful day out today. It's beautiful. I kind of regret wearing a hoodie, but it goes for the fit. We're wearing navy and black today because, well, it's like what I wear. But yes, so we're going to Dunkin', as per usual.
Surprise, surprise.
One of these days, he's gonna get sick of hearing himself, and he's just gonna shut up.
Not likely.
Or not. Okay, fair enough. So we are going to Dunkin', probably gonna get some coffee. I have work at 3-ish. It's like 12 now, so I got about 3 hours. But we're doing a different video today. Also, you're too loud. We're doing a different video today. We are going to take a little bit of a break from our indie author review because I want to start getting other videos out on my channel of writing and reading and all this other stuff. But today we're going to start with the basics. I'm going to actually introduce myself, and we're going to talk about myself. I hated everything about that statement. I hate talking about myself.
See, now that's shocking.
Regardless of whatever the Darren thinks, I don't like talking about myself. It's actually kind of bad. So yes, we are going to talk about myself. I hate talking about myself, but more specifically, we're going to talk about the books that I've published, some of my journey of publishing, and sorry, I'm fiddling with the paper. Oh, I dropped it. It's on the floor now. That's what we're going to do today. I don't really know where to start because I've never actually done this kind of thing before. So, I don't know. Talking about myself. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Let's start with the basics. My name is Sakura. I have a feeling I shouldn't do this in the car because it's going to be loud. We will wait until we get back home after Dunkin'. Okay. Quick haul. I got my kiwi watermelon refresher. I got a English muffin with sausage, egg, and cheese. And then I got a glazed donut. So, I've also decided I don't want coffee. I feel like it's a little too hot for that. Even if it is iced coffee, it's too hot. But yeah, so now we're gonna go home and then I'm gonna talk to you guys more. So, I shall see you there. Hi. I drove all the way to Dunkin'. Okay, I'm gonna explain something, because I need to rant about it. I live in a small town about 15 minutes from a slightly bigger town that has Dunkin' in it. I drove all the way to Dunkin'. I got my little refresher, I got my little donut, got my little food, ate it on the way back. I get all the way home. I walk up the steps to go to my room to get my laptop. I hit the corner. My lid splits and my full Dunkin' drink falls all over the floor. That is the second time in less than 10 days. Excuse me. I'm gonna go take a break. I need a breather. Just gonna, I'll be back. Why? Why is it my Dunkin' drink every time? Okay, I'm back now. Okay, we're good. We're gonna move on. We're gonna just scoot past it, forget it ever happened. And now, we're gonna talk about these. These are my books. So we're gonna talk about them. And I'm gonna calm down. I have self-published 4 books. Yeah, 4 of these. 4 of these fun time thingies. Hang on. I gotta get a thumbnail. You know, being tall has its advantages. I mean, I get tall hands.
What?
Big hands. Good Lord. But yes, we're gonna talk about these today. These are all my books that I have self-published. Well, this one, oh, spoiler, cover reveal. This one right here is being released at the end of June. So, spoiler. All right, so we have some things to talk about. I'm going to do some rambling because, well, it's what I do best. Isn't that right, Darren?
Rambling and breathing seem to be synonyms of each other for you.
One of these days, he's going to voluntarily say something nice about me.
Over my dissolving pixels I will.
You and your pixels can shove it. Anyways, let's start with the first series that I've done. These two books are the first two books in my series Becoming Human. Now, this series has been a journey because, well, I've been working on this series since, how long have I been writing this? It took me 4 years to write this. It took me all of high school to write this book. And that's because I was planning the rest of the series as I wrote this book. Now, this book, Zombie Eyes, let me just give you a little tidbit, a little blurb. This series is about a woman who's lost in a zombie apocalypse with amnesia. And then she gets blackmailed by two teens to help them find their brother. I know, it's a lot. But what's even more a lot than that...
And she's an author, with the way that she speaks like a 5-year-old.
Guys. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, I found it. I got really scared. So in high school, this book, so I redid the cover and I redid all the interior, but this book used to look like, let me go see if I can find it. Is it in this pile maybe? Actually it is. I can't find the actual like first cover I ever did, but it used to look like this.
Yikes!
I know, let's not talk about it. I ripped it out. No, I didn't want to do that. No! Guys, today's just not my day. But this was like the original cover that I ever first did.
Nani?
The original cover that I ever did. Whatever, it's really bad. It was really bad. But what was even worse was the fact that I took this book through a halfway publishing house during COVID. I will never do that again, ever in my life. Total scam. So basically, I paid them to do everything. And this is when naive Sakura didn't know what the hell anything in publishing had to do with anything. And I just wanted to get published. I will never do that ever again in my life. If you take anything from this video, take that from it. Please. Anyways, goes to show that this book used to have a cover like this. I can't actually find the actual cover, which is gonna make me mad. Because I designed it in high school. And I thought it was pretty good for high school designing. But now it looks like this. And in high school, I had a little group of friends who I called like my publishing team. At my best friend's house, we actually turned her basement into like an office. It was a lot of fun. I had a friend in high school who was a bit of an artist. And she made this little painting of my main character, No Name. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, No Name also has violet eyes that glow. And I can't tell you why, because that's a bit of a spoiler. But it's something really cool. And I was fascinated with the concept of a bow and arrow at the time. So she wields a bow and arrow. And I don't care what anybody says. It's always a good trope. So a little bit about that. One moment, please. My tall ass is too big for this. Okay. I'm back. So this book, originally came from this. I wrote this in grade school. It's really, really bad. And it's completely different from what I originally had. But for being in like 6th grade, I did write like 68 pages. And I thought it was the best thing ever, as any young writer would think. This book was quite a journey. I read it all, and then I taped the pages into this notebook. I actually really like this. It's kind of like it's a memento that I can keep. But yeah, basically I printed all the pages out and then taped it to this big notebook. Because I wanted something that looked official, but I didn't know how to do a lot of stuff. And then, hang on, I'm gonna bring you guys on a tour of my messy nook. So if you look at this box right here, this one, that holds a lot of papers and planning for that book. And then also this whole pile of papers right here, all of this Yeah, that was Zombie Eyes planning. And the rest of the series, too. It's a lot. And then, here, I'm going to flip it around. If you look at this wall, this was originally planning for book 3 of the Becoming Human series, but I took a break because I started my other series, which we'll talk about after I'm done talking about this one. Guys, I'm still working on how to be a vlogger. Okay, you guys are good. See, this is my issue. I don't know what to talk about, and I want to talk about everything at the same time. So then it gets, like, confusing. But, yes, so this is my Becoming Human series. A little fun fact about No Name is that she's actually, I can tell you this because it's not too much of a spoiler. She's actually a government experiment that can communicate with the dead and at sometimes even control them. I know, fun. Let's see, what are some tropes in this book? So I feel like at the center of every writer, there's a core to them about what shows up in their writing, regardless if they wanted to or not. Mine is found family. I cannot write a book that does not have found family in it. I don't know why. I do know why. That's my trauma speaking. We're not going to talk about it.
Your actions speak loud enough.
That's this series. Another thing about this is the fact that I'm working on hardcovers, and I've decided that my hardcovers are going to have different covers because, well, I'm extra. Yeah, so hardcovers are on the way. They're already designed. I'm waiting for Barnes & Noble to basically review them and say that they're okay for publishing. I've also decided that I'm moving all of my books over to Barnes & Noble because I like their quality better. Better than Amazon's anyways. But yes, that's my series Becoming Human. I feel like that was really bad. There was really no description about it. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I'll make this a series and talk about, like, each series. I understand why you get annoyed with me now.
The world must be ending.
Yeah. Okay. On to the next one. So our next series is my Shattered Soul series. Now this one, I'm not going to get emotional talking about it. I am, because I'm an emotional person and I can't help it. Okay, some background information for those watching. I am an athlete. I play basketball. I have played basketball since 6th grade, which is actually late, like a late bloomer for sports. So I actually came onto the scene really late. I am tall. I am lanky. I am Sakura. I'm kidding. But I am tall. I am a center. I am bordering 6', 6'1", around there. So that's pretty tall for a girl. I just graduated college. I graduated college and I played basketball throughout my entire college career. Now, for 2 years, I played Division 1 basketball. For those watching, if you don't know anything about athletics or anything about Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 in the college scope of things, Division 1 is the highest you can go in sports. And I played for 2 years. A decision that I regret somewhat. But during those 2 years, it was really, really hard because at that level, you are mostly treated as a machine and you are expected to produce results. And, well, I didn't do that because I had a lot of stuff going on. In 2020, COVID, at the end of my freshman year of college, I found out that my father figure, Jesse, had cancer. So I'm going to go more back into more background. I live with my grandmother, my Mima, as I refer to her in multiple videos. She was married to Jesse, who was my father figure, and he had cancer. Okay, so end of freshman year, I found out he had cancer. I also found out my dog Parker had cancer, so it was kind of like a double whammy. It was really bad. It was a really bad time. I went back to school. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And we got a whole new coaching staff. During this entire year, I had to deal with the fact that he had cancer. He was going through chemo. And then for months, he decided to go on hospice. And a lot of people knew that and I didn't at the time. So there were a lot of people keeping things from me, which wasn't a very good thing to experience. So besides all that, I came home. I found out he was on hospice, and I decided I wanted to stay home for a little bit, for like a week or so, because I didn't know how much time I'd had left with him. Yeah, so basically, during all of this, I am not a very good, as a writer, I do not speak. I write. That is the whole point, especially when it comes to my emotions, because I hate talking about them. So I write about them. So that's how this book came to be. This was my therapy at the time. So it's a little dark. It's a little gloomy. This is about a girl named Remy who loses her mother in a tragic car accident. And she has to then move in with her eldest brother Grayson and his wife and his child, along with her 2 younger siblings. So she moves with them, and she has to figure out how to play basketball again. Mind you, where she moves, there is no girls' basketball team. In the county, there's no girls' basketball team, so she has to play on a guys' team, which is a lot. But she has to learn how to navigate her grief and her survivor's guilt. She has a lot of heavy survivor's guilt on her shoulders, all while learning how to play basketball again. So some of it is very reflective, I will not lie, but most of it is fiction. I've had to say this to so many people after they've read it. I've had so many people ask me, like, are you okay? Like, are you okay, Sakira? Like, I'm fine! I'm a writer! This is my therapy! It's how I get through things. If you're not a writer, people don't understand that. They think that, like, I am my main character. No, I'm not.
No.
If I was any of my main characters, I may actually consider giving therapy a try. Anyways. There's very heavy tropes of, like, family dynamics in here. It's very a lot of family dynamics. Like, you have her eldest brother, Grayson, who has to learn how to basically raise his 3 siblings, even though he has a younger daughter. And then also there's like a custody battle in here between Grayson, her eldest brother, her grandmother Claire, and then her biological father Jack. That's messy in itself, but yes, it is very, how do I put this? Traumatic. No, sorry. It's not traumatic. Actually, there's a lot of love, like loving and fluffy family moments in here. And there's also touches of romance in here that are like innocent touches of romance. Which brings me to the sequel that is coming out at the end of June, Fickle Havoc. Now this book, it is a dual POV between Remy and her brother Levi. I always say that this book is my grief. This book is my emotions. Levi is very heavy on he doesn't want to have to deal with his emotions. He doesn't want to have to think about them. He doesn't even want them to exist. But you do not get what you want because, well, that's life. This is Levi's book, Fickle Havoc. At the end of book 1, I do leave it on a cliffhanger. I've gotten yelled at for it a lot of times by a lot of people. But it's okay because it was a good cliffhanger. But it leaves off with that something drastic, traumatic happens to the family. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it, but this is basically the aftermath of that event that happens at the end of book 1. Writing his book was just crazy in a way because I'm going to get emotional again. So my Mima, she is everything to me, and I do mean everything. She's my soul, she's my heart. She is the reason that I do almost everything that I do. Basically, we found out that she's having some health issues. She's okay. She's going to be okay because there is no other option in this case. She's going to be fine. This book, it has a lot of my feelings in it after learning out about that news. She's having heart issues. She's had a few incidents that's put her in the hospital, and one of those incidents was a week before I graduated college. So yeah, that was a heavy week, and I had finals and everything, and that was very tough. So I ended up finishing this book in that week actually, but it holds a lot of heavy emotions that I do see reflected in myself a lot of the times. But this book also dives deeper into the dynamic of the family, but also the dynamic of the town that they've moved into. And it's given me the chance to explore Levi himself as a person, but also the people around their family. In book 1, it focuses a lot on Remy and like how she's dealing with things. It doesn't take so much of the town in or even the people that surround her. And I did that on purpose because when you are grieving, there's so much that goes over your head or that you're oblivious to because you're so wrapped up in yourself. And that is displayed so much in Remy's book. And I wanted the second book to take one step back, to take a little bit of the bigger picture around her. And I wanted to give the reader a chance to see what kind of support system is around this family, because this book does take place in a very small town. And I think that small town dynamics are so intriguing, especially in like literature and fiction. So yeah, that's the Shattered Soul series. This book will be released at the end of June. I'm so ecstatic about it. That is my Shattered Soul series. I am also working on hardcover copies for these books. That about sums it up. These are my books, and I'm still writing. I'm starting a new series for my master's program. Right now it's called Project Essence because I don't really have a title for it. And yeah, so I'll probably, honestly, I feel like I did not do any of my books justice. I feel like this is just an overview video. I'll probably do something more in-depth for each series. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna drink my lemonade instead of my Dunkin' drink that I spent money on. Thank you for coming, for watching. I hope you're having a good day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are. I hope you're having a good time. So yeah, thanks. Hope to see you next time. Bye. Fantastic.